Wow. Back at it with the next one. Woo! This is an exciting one. I like this one because I do this a lot. So,
strap in, buckaroos.
Strap in. Put your seatbelts on. If you have seatbelts available to you, I would strap in. That thing's beeping because this is a hot topic and I love this one. I do this a lot when I watch TV too. So we watch TV like for sports games and whatnot. So commercial comes on, and one got me fucking last night. It was a car commercial. It was a car commercial. And it was like it's dark. It like the tail lights are just like doing some kind of trippy stuff and like going down the road and like going fast, like it's a fast car. And then the commercial ends, the logo comes up like never showed the car at all.
They're selling an idea of a car.
But
They're
it's
not
like
selling a car.
Fair, fine. Maybe you can take it as that. But like as soon as I saw that commercial, I was like, stupid. Like dumb. Like, how am I even know what to buy? Like, how do I even know what to buy? What do I look for? Like, besides, like, oh, it's that company because the car's fast at night that you can't even see. So, right away, I'm like,
what if
stupid.
the car goes so fast you can't see it?
Well, then they should market that better because I had no idea there was a car that was of that caliber.
Interesting.
Stupid commercial, guys. It was dumb, and I would never buy a car based off of what I saw there. So, I'm ripping apart that commercial as I do a lot of other commercials, and as I probably do outside of watching TV. So, I guess I am considered a judgmental person. And I don't like that. That's a bad stereotype. I mean, how much do we judge? Are you a judgmental person?
I would like to think I'm not. But, big but, I'm sure we all do it.
I think you have to. I think it's almost ingrained that you have to judge. I mean, like, I was so worried about wearing the same thing in back-to-back podcasts that I actually took my sweater off so people didn't know I was wearing the same outfit. And that put so much thought into my head that I actually took my sweatshirt off for a whopping 3 subscribers that I have. So, like, realistically, who's seeing us wearing 2 things in a row? So it makes no sense to me.
3 people.
But I did it anyway. And that's like, you almost base your actions on how people are going to judge you. Right. Kind of what we touched on in the last podcast, too. It's like, you want people to perceive you and how you want to be looked at. Like, your ideal version of yourself, you want people to see that in you. So how much do we judge? I mean, is it literally all the time?
I feel like we're constantly making like quick assumptions about things, whether we do it consciously or not. Like, it might be done at the subconscious level and we don't even realize like what we're doing.
For sure. But it's so automatic. I mean, I go anywhere. I mean, if you go into somebody's house, me, because now that I have a house, it better be a nice house. It better be clean at least. Like, it better be like a suitable, livable place, or else I'm going to judge you and be like, wow, you're messy. Or like, wow, like there's 3 pizza boxes on the table. Like, you probably cook a lot, right? Mm-hmm. That sucks.
Yeah.
And I hate saying that out loud because it makes me feel like a bad person, but it's like, I feel like anyone would do that.
You're kind of picking up on things like on your surroundings that you can kind of use for quick judgments about it. And that can tell you something about like the people that you're with or the surroundings that you're in or whatnot.
So what's the core reason of why we judge? Like, what do you think it is? I mean, yeah, why do we judge? You tell me.
Why do we judge? It's $1 million question.
Not really. I think it's simple.
Well, we want to get like philosophical with it. I feel like it might go back to when humans were very primal in their hunting and gathering state. Mm-hmm. So back in those times, we weren't the top predator. At least if we were, there were other things out there that were a serious threat to us as well. Mm-hmm. So we constantly had to be aware of our surroundings and making quick judgments as to like, is this animal trying to eat me? Am I trying to eat it? Can I eat it? No. So like your body's kicking into that like fight or flight reflex and trying to make those snap-second decisions like, am I going to die here? Like, what's going on? And then those thoughts have just been pervasive throughout all these generations until today. And we still have those those reflexes built into us almost, but like we don't have to worry about being eaten by like a tiger
Right, it's
anymore.
different.
So, but we just redirect those thoughts to something else.
So the core basis of judging things and maybe your surroundings is a matter of trying to maybe survive and or what's best for the time being. I mean, you see, if you, and it's so hard not to be judgmental in these explanations because I don't want to feel like I'm attacking anybody. So being judged and judgmental people, it's a very hot topic. And I mean, even people's opinions and people get ripped on for their judgments or ideas that are, I don't know, separate. I don't know, judgmental. It's a negative thing now is what I'm trying to get at almost. That people are almost shaming people for having an opinion that might not be fair. And that kind of rolls right into the next thing is like, is judging people fair? Is people, let's say people, that's good. I mean, we were kind of going judgment as a whole, but like, is it fair for me to look at somebody and approve and disapprove at my just initial gut reaction? I mean, I guess it's primal, but
depends on what kind of judgments that you're drawing from these. Like, if you're saying like,
yeah, obviously.
Oh, you like have a weird haircut, I'm not going to hang out with you. But like, let's just take a minute or two and like, let's talk to the person and say, hey, like,
for sure.
what's your story? Where you been?
And that's
Tell me
super
about
important.
yourself.
That's super important because I mean, a lot of people can be misunderstood, especially just by their visual appearance. I mean, you might not know. I mean, you don't know anything about a person by just looking at them, but you constantly make assumptions. Like if somebody has a really weird haircut, something that I wouldn't personally get myself, I'm probably less likely to talk to that person.
And I feel like these thoughts kind of pop up a lot more in like school-age children, which they still pop up today, like as an adult. But those thoughts become a lot more prevalent and kids kind of act a lot more on those initial impulses and like, all right, well, this kid's weird as fuck. I'm not going to hang out with him. Like, the new kid is weird. Whereas, like, I would like to think today as adults, we are a lot more understanding towards, like, people's situations are a lot more accommodating towards that.
I agree, but I also think that kids are, like, brutally honest in that regard.
Right.
Like, I think adults still have that judgmental, like, but it's just internal and we know how to act upon it. Like we don't want to like say it to somebody's face like we might have in elementary school because that's like mean and we wouldn't do that now. But I mean, even still, I mean, I hate saying that I'm a judgmental person, but man, and that's bad. So next is like, is it necessary? I mean, for sure. Judgment, and I'm not trying to back up judgmental people because making assumptions about people without getting to know them and not really knowing who they're about is definitely unfair. But I think judging to a certain degree is a necessity, and you need to know where to draw the line. And again, not only people, just judging things in general.
Can you give me an example of like kind of what you're trying to get at? Like,
if you go over to someone's house and there's a crack pipe sitting on their desk.
That's a good, quick judgment to make.
But then it's like, let's say judgment free of that. Say this guy, he seems like a nice guy. I talked to him for the last 5 minutes. I don't know anything what he's about. I see a crack pipe in his room. I can't just say that like this guy, I have to write this guy off now. But then again, is it in my best interest too? Because I don't want to be influenced by that kind of substance abuse, let's say.
Well, I think we all can recognize that if you see a crack pipe, something wrong is happening. But like where I think we're kind of differing right now is like the conclusion that you come to based off of that judgment. If you're just like, I don't want to hang out with this person anymore. Again, like perfectly fine given that circumstance. But like you might also consider like, oh, I need to get this person help. Like I need to like try to do my best to like try to get them off of this.
Absolutely.
So in regards to judgment, I feel like a lot of people are going to make a lot of the same quick judgments possibly, but it depends on what you do with that initial judgment is where really you can draw a line as like if it's like good or bad.
Actions, I mean, they say a lot more than thinking about stuff. But yeah, it's so funny. Judging. I'm gonna come off this like thinking that people are gonna judge me because I'm saying that I'm a judgmental person. People are gonna be like, "This guy."
You're
like,
gonna lose
fuck
all
this
3
guy.
subscribers off of this.
And then I'm gonna be devastated because that's my whole income. It's not.
Any sponsors want to take us on? Please.
Yeah. Judgment. So what's healthy? How can like? Where's the line? What is a healthy way to accurately see our surrounding as they are without putting too much self-judgment into them? Because I think what judgment really is like a constant comparison on your ideal version of what you should be looking at and what's actually appearing in front of you. And I think that's where we get the judgment is like, if I'm gonna meet somebody that I don't know, think is attractive, and I meet that person and they're not as attractive as what I was seeing maybe like on my phone or something. That's a weird thing because I had expectation when it comes to fruition, like maybe that doesn't connect so hard, but it's just like,
Cut that.
What's healthy? Cut that. What's healthy? What's like a good way to assess what's going on without having so much like internal opinions about what it should be?
Well, to a certain extent, I think you kind of need to remove yourself from the situation and really kind of be empathetic towards the situation and really recognize like who this person is, what the situation is, like what's going on around me, and really think about it from like a third party view and go about it that way to really see the whole situation. Because your initial judgment, I feel like, is never going to be a great one. I don't know. You need to do a little more reflecting internally.
Maybe not a good one, but an accurate one for sure.
Yeah, you're not getting the full picture off of 1 second. Like, oh, something needs to happen with this.
And I think probably the healthiest thing, and I always pride myself in this, whether I am or not, I guess is up to everybody else, but I always pride myself in being open-minded and really trying to see the story on both sides, really trying to make sure I have all the facts in place before I actually make a accurate assumption about something. And you got to be open-minded because your opinion's not always the right one. The people you hang out with isn't always the cool people. The whatever it is isn't always how you want it to be, and you got to keep an open mind. So if someone does have a weird haircut, you got to be like, okay, I mean, this isn't something I do, but like maybe you should rationale ways that, maybe they want to stand out and express themselves. And that's super healthy because that's what I'm trying to do on this podcast is I'm coming on here and expressing myself. And it's just very important to keep an open mind in that regard so that when you do judge, you can kind of see it as a potential change of mindset for you and saying like, hey, like this person is very different from me. And instead of trying to avoid that, I want to try to rationale on why maybe they are that way. And that way I can get a better understanding of maybe similar instances where it's like, okay, I know this person with a weird haircut. Here's another person with a weird haircut, and they are perfectly normal, and they're doing this because they were at a Cosmic-Con convention, or they were doing this because they wanted to express themselves, and that's awesome. So keep an open mind. Damn,
it just adds to our life experiences, and we're able to obtain a greater breadth of knowledge and really understand where one another's coming from.
And that's so, I mean, damn, would that not solve a whole lot if we could just really keep an open mind on everybody instead of just judging and making assumptions quickly and writing off other people's ways of doing things or opinions or whatever it is. Keep an open mind. It's so healthy.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, what you're doing, what I'm doing, what they're doing, it's not necessarily the right thing. You might not be doing it right. You might think you are, but you're probably not. And you got to keep an open mind to it and be like, how am I affecting the people around me? How are people, and I don't want to get into that either because people are constantly judging you too.
They're judging me right now for wearing the same outfit.
And I pointed that out, and that's not cool of me. But if you watch the last podcast, that's the only reason why you'd know. So I outed you. I outed myself too, but
It's messed up, man. You should really know where I'm coming from.
you don't smell that bad. I'm not smelling much.
I can kind of smell myself.
And that's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Because some people can't smell themselves that much.
That's bad.
Like, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
You gotta have self-awareness.
You know that smelly person.
Yeah. We all have a smelly person in our life. And if you don't, you're probably the smelly person.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a real shame.
But is that fair?
It's not fair. Maybe they have something going on at home. Maybe the water doesn't
broke.
work.
Water heater broke.
Maybe they can't afford the water. Like,
and
who are we to judge them?
It would piss me off if my water heater broke, and that's already getting me upset. That like, and it did break, but I got it done real quick. But if it did break and it was super snowstorm and we didn't have any water, and then I have to go into work tomorrow, and then I didn't shower, and then I smell, it would piss me off if people thought I was a smelly person because I smelled in the office that day.
They already think you're the smelly person.
But then the water heater broke, and that's that much, and then it's not an accurate representation of me because I'm a very clean person.
Right. So really just get to know one another, where we're all coming from.
Yeah. Just go right up to the person and say, why do you smell?
Yeah.
Maybe it's that easy. Be blatantly honest with it. We got to be like our 5-year-old selves again.
Wow.
Chop it down.
Kids are pretty honest too.
I know. They are.
They'll say shit to your face.
They're quick to judge.
It's kind of mean.
Yeah, they're quick to judge.
But they're just curious.
Exactly.
It's not coming from a bad place.
You hope not. Yeah. Cool. Don't judge out of pocket, people. People are doing stuff probably for a reason. Open your mind to it. No. Yeah. And that's the primal state. Looking at it. Seeing it. Brains in my hands. I picked up a dead mouse last night.
You don't need to go into that.
It was gross.
This is gross. Don't.
It didn't.
Don't.
I have a mouse problem.
Cut that.
I have a mouse problem. Because it's cold out, and they all want to freeload off my oil. It's messed up.
They're just cold.
And who am I to judge? I mean, they're just cold. Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Fucking mice.
Show a little compassion.
Fucking mice. They take it all. They're stealers. They steal.
Yeah, they're all take, no give.
They don't give you anything. All right. Cool. Yeah. Are people going to judge us for not talking about anything right now? Maybe we're wasting their time. Maybe that's like not a good thing for us to be doing.
But maybe we're providing a little bit of entertainment for them. Maybe they realize we're just two dudes who we got stuff to say. We got stuff to get off our chest.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a real fun one for me. I thought I was going to like throw out some like crazy stuff with the judgment stuff, but I'm glad I held back. Commercials is what gets me the most. I hate commercials. I hate bad commercials. Ugh, there's so many bad commercials, dude.
How many bad ones?
70%.
Wow.
70% are bad.
Are the AT&T commercials bad?
See,
they're kind of good.
I don't want to shit on anybody because I know you love Lily, the girl who's in them. So she's great, and she actually does a little bit of the production behind the commercials.
Yeah, she's
but now
smart.
That
she's smart.
But now that I know that,
she's super smart.
Now that I know that, I'm expecting good commercials, and I don't know if they've had a lot of good commercials.
They're the best. Don't be hating on my girl.
They're like 5-year-old commercials where they're like, going back to the 5-year-old because it's in my head. It's just like, it's so simple and like dumb. It's like, oh, do the new customers get a good plan? Oh, that's unfair. The old customers should get a good plan too, or a discounted plan too. So everybody gets a discounted plan.
Everybody gets a good plan. What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but that's the commercial.
Yeah,
it provided me.
Everybody's getting a good plan.
But it was their last 5 commercials that said the same thing.
You get a little lollipop. You get a big lollipop.
Yeah.
Spike, you get a big lollipop too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on.
Dude, bad.
Everyone just wants a big lollipop.
But what's the deal? First of all, no one knows the deal.
It's a good one.
It's just a good one.
It's a good one.
They're just trying to get people in the door, which is fine, but you gave me no information. You didn't. What the fuck's the deal?
It's a good one.
If you have 5 commercials about that you have a deal, you better tell me what it is.
They want you to go into the store so that you can get the good deal. They don't want to tell you what the good deal is. They want you to probe. They want you to go a little further.
I know what they want me to do.
Yeah.
But I should want to do it. I don't want to be the one to... I want to be the one to do it. Fuck that. Fuck them on trying to, like, not telling me anything.
Go do it. Just go do what they want you to do.
Dude.
Just succumb to the capitalistic ways of society and then just go do what they want you to do. Go buy their things.
Get a car.
Just go buy it.
Get a car.
You
don't know what it looks like.
And then you go take your car to the AT&T store and then you buy their good deal plan and get the big lollipop. You get the good deal.
You know what I would, after that whole day would be? You know what it would be like? I would get the car and I'd get a deal with AT&T and I'd get a shitty looking car with a worse plan than I have now. That's what would happen if that day were to
No, you're going to get a good deal.
No, you're not.
They can't lie about that.
Dude, why are you an AT&T rep right now? It makes no sense.
I don't... AT&T, if you're out there. Lily, if you're out there. Sup?
If you're out there, Lily, just make it a little more interesting for me.
Lily, you're doing great.
You're doing good. Make it a little more interesting for me, okay? Lily. All right.
Well, I think that's our 6th episode.
6th? Yeah. Cool. Good job, guys. Thanks for actually staying to the end. Thank you for listening to us ramble at the end there, too. We don't do that a lot, and I feel like rambling's like half the entertainment aspect of it, so...
I think we need to do that more.
I think we need to do that more, too. It's fun riffing, too. Riff.
I got things to say. Got to get them off.
That's the real shit. All right, cool, guys. Keep an open mind. Don't judge people too hard unless it's healthy. Don't cross the line, though. You know what to do. Come on, don't be stupid.
Don't be.
See ya.